Okay, so tonight we're going to be learning from the Holy Sefer Kedushas Levi on Chanuka, and there's actually he was very into Chanuka. He had at the end of the Sefer, which apparently he had been published before he published his book on the Torah. So he published these separate levers, separate svarim. In fact, like when he talks in the Torah, he says, and what I wrote in my book called Kedushas Levi about Chanuka, so like it appears that the first thing that he wanted the world to share with the world was his Torahs on Purim and Chanuka. Okay. By the way, disclaimer that I saw people sharing this idea of like what to daven for the 8 days of Chanuka from Rabbi Levi Yitzchak. The first night not to daven, you should never be alone, and the second night to daven for your zivug, and that's not from Rabbi Levi Yitzchak. I don't know who it's from, but I learned through everything that Rabbi Levi Yitzchak has to say about Chanuka, and it's not that. It also doesn't sound like something that Rabbi Levi Yitzchak would say, but whatever. It's, I'm sure it comes from some place good, but it's not from Berdichever. Okay. So what is it? What did he say in Berdichever? What's it like? What's it like if we could be in Berdichever for Chanuka? So what would it feel? So he comes to explain that what is the essence? What is the essence of Chanuka? What is the essence of what are we celebrating? What's the miracle? And the bottom line, the Chanuka is all about how much Hashem loves us. Okay, he's coming to explain the machlekes that it says in the Gemara that there's a dispute that is it mutar lishtamish la'ira or it's asur lishtamish la'ira. Is it permitted to use the lights of Chanuka for our personal benefit, or is it forbidden to use the lights of Chanuka for our personal benefit? And so we all know that it's already made it into the song Haneres Halalo that ve'ein lanu reshus lishtamish behem ela lerotam bilvad, that it's only we're not allowed to use the Chanuka licht for a personal gain, for our personal uses. In fact, that's precisely why we have this thing called the shamish. That the shamish, the whole reason for the shamish is that because we don't want chas v'shalom that we should be reading our divrei Torah by the lights of the menorah, and then we would be using it for a personal gain. It's only to look at, it's only to observe, only to behold, and it's not for a personal gain. So this is actually a matter of dispute. It's actually a matter of dispute in the Gemara, and so he wants to explain what is the basis of this disagreement of the Gemara. What would lead one to believe that the Chanuka licht are something that you should use? What would lead one to believe that the Chanuka licht are something that you should not use? So he explains like this. Masha melech hadir ba lebeit ani umiderech hatav b'var melech hadir roin kvod ashra u'gdulase. That if a great king comes to be a guest in your house, so when the king comes, so he comes with his whole entourage, and he comes with his whole, he comes with he can't go without his fancy bed, so he brings his fancy bed, and he can't go without his fancy dresser, so he brings his fancy dresser, and he goes without his, and like wherever. I'm joking, but like I actually heard of people that like they go, like they have a certain chair that they like when they go, this is the chair that they need. This is like the Rebbe's chair, and that So he comes with his chair and his and like so he shows his greatness when he comes into your house. So he comes with his greatness, and it's very impressive. It's very much very impressive. So when the king comes, so then like suddenly like a week before, so the king's interior designer comes and he says, no, the king's going to stay here. It doesn't make sense. We can't have that he's going to stay in such a run down wreck like your house. And okay, we have to do a paint job, and we have to get you a new bookcase, and this is you call this a sink, and everything, and like very very quickly, so he redoes your whole house, and then now it's fit for the king to stay in your house. So you can have two reactions. You can have two reactions of this simple person that the king is suddenly staying in his house. So one person, so his happiness is that he sees the greatness of the king. He says like, well, now I'm able to have a good living room. Now I'm able to have that like, well, when the king comes and he brings on all his silver stuff to put on the centerpieces, and he puts his flowers, and everything is amazing. Everything's wow. Everything is in honor of the king. And so the simple person, so he says, wow, this is cool. Like I never saw such cool flowers in my life. I never saw such cool centerpieces in my life. And that's like, whoa, is that a real Michelangelo like piece of art? Like, is that and he's like, he's very impressed with all the around stuff, with all the other stuff that has to do with the fact that the king is here. But that's a foolish person. That's a foolish person. And a smarter, a wiser host. So his happiness is that the person that knows that it's a melech hashir sudavar katan, that the fact that the king has riches, that's nothing. That's nothing. The king is it's so much greater than his riches. But the reason why he's so happy is because the king is so much greater than his riches. His happiness is the fact that the king picked him, of all people, to stay in his house. Okay? It's two different happinesses. It's two different excitements. That one person is excited about that, whoa, I never saw the king's band, that they're such that's such a good band. I never saw such a good rendition of Shwaki. And actually this is so funny. Somebody in Shiva showed me that by something in Buckingham Palace, that they were having something for the, I don't know if it was for the Queen dying or something, that they were playing Mashiach, 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 yeah. Literally the whole song. You saw this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What's up with that?
I think it was some.
No. It's because Mashiach is coming. Okay. So when the king comes, so the king's band comes, right? So the simple person is like, "Whoa, that's so impressive. That's so amazing that the king has such an awesome band." Okay, but the wise person realizes that's nothing. That's silly. That happens to be that when the king comes, so you get the king's band. It happens to be when you get the king, then you get the king's chef, and it happens to be that you get the king's art, and you get but that's nothing. That's not what excites me. What excites me is because you have the king. The king is here. So that's a person with wisdom. So when Hashem does miracles, to a person, when Hashem does miracles, so there's two responses, there's two ways the person can react to the fact that there's a miracle. Okay, the stupid person, okay, the retarded person, so he says, well, I'm so happy that Hashem did this miracle for me. I'm so happy that now I got a job. I'm so happy that was such a miracle because I am the worst employee that they could possibly. If they were able to hire me, then that's the biggest miracle. Because how could it be if this person decided to marry me, that is the biggest miracle. Because who would want to marry me? And I'm so happy that with what Hashem did for me because I thought that I was gonna not have a job, and Hashem did me a miracle to have a job. I thought I was never going to get married, and Baruch Hashem, I got married. And I thought I was never going to live. I thought I was going to die, and Baruch Hashem did a miracle that Baruch Hashem, it went away, and now I'm alive and kicking. And so that's a silly person. So he's happy about the things that he got, but the person with thinks about it for a second realizes that that's nothing. What's really amazing about what happened? What's really amazing is the fact that Hashem interacted with you. That Hashem, he engaged in the world. He did a miracle. What's it mean to do a miracle? It means that there's something called called the rules of nature. It's something called that the way that happens to everybody else, and that's the way that that life plays out. And life plays out that like sometimes you win some, you lose some. Sometimes you get sick, sometimes you get better, sometimes you get a job, sometimes you don't get a job, sometimes you get married, you don't get married, and then there's a miracle that Hashem says, I want to intervene. I want to do something special over here. Okay, that's called hashgacha pratit. Okay, and I mean the rule obviously with hashgacha pratit is that the more that you're in tune to hashgacha pratit, the more hashgacha pratit you have, right? So the more that your relationship with God is such that you expect it, so He doesn't like to disappoint. So when you expect, when you anticipate Hashem to intervene in your life, so He's going to intervene in your life. But when He intervenes in your life, so what should excite you? So what should excite you is not the fact that Baruch Hashem you got the job. What should excite you is the fact that, wow, that's so amazing that Hashem, you actually care about me. That Hashem, you actually went. I'm sure you're doing very, very important things, and then you took your time to actually be present in my life. That, wow, I'm so flattered. You must love me. You must love me, and that is what a wise person. That's how a wise person looks at the fact that there's miracles, and so he says that that's the difference. That's the v'zeh plukta chadam amut l'ishtamesh l'ora k'neged zeh shesamach sh'Hashem yis'asa imay nes zeh simchas olam hazeh she'Hashem yisgamal itoteva malav zeh nitna lihanos. That so the person that says the opinion that says that Neres Chanuka, that it's permitted to benefit from the light. So they look at the fact that Hashem, you did us such a beautiful miracle that we're able to succeed in war. That's so awesome that we're able to succeed in war. The Greeks, they wanted us to be secular. They wanted us to be Hellenist, and we made a war, and they very easily could have destroyed us.
Feeling really sick. It just came over me. I'm just
Oh, okay.
This is great.
Hope it's not something I said.
Good night.
So, Chanukah Sameach. Maybe it's the Sufganiyot. Do you have 8 Sufganiyot on the first day? Is that? Okay. So the person that is this first opinion that says that you're allowed to benefit from Neres Chanukah. That's the opinion that it's so awesome that we're able to win the war. It's so wonderful. And he's religious. It's not that he's happy about physical things. It's not that he's happy about materialistic things. He's so happy about the fact that we're able to practice Judaism. That this is a war against our ability to be religious Jews, and God did us a miracle. They were able to have a Beis Hamikdash. We're able to practice Shabbos. We're able to have bris milah, and so it comes from a religious place. It comes from an idealistic place, but yet that's what he's excited about. And things in this world, the fact that we're able to practice Judaism, that's something physical. That's something finite. So something's finite. This world is something which was meant for us to enjoy, which is meant for us to derive benefit from. So if that is how you look at the miracle, that's the essence of the miracle. So the miracle is something that it's actually appropriate for us to derive benefit from. Okay, and that's the understanding of the mitzvah, of the opinion that Neres Chanukah is permitted to derive benefit from them. Okay, in other words, that opinion says that the thing that we're celebrating on Chanukah is the fact that we won the war, the fact that Hashem did us this amazing kindness that we're able to be proud Jews. Okay, that's the first opinion. נגד זה ששמח בהשם יסברך עצמי שזכה שיסלבס בבני אדם ואין חושב עצמו כלל שגילה טבע. So the other opinion that says that it's forbidden to derive benefit from Neres Chanukah. So what's the basis of his understanding? His understanding is that that's nothing. The fact that we won the war, the fact that we're able to be proud Jews, so that's nothing in comparison to the fact that God came down to be with us. The fact that it was very clear to us that Hashem cares about me. Okay? And this is something that this is something that I think that we can certainly, I can imagine different people like when we have personal miracles. So I can imagine different people actually reacting in these two ways. Like the one person actually is actually so happy about the fact that he's got this kindness, that he got this good thing out of the miracle, and the other person recognized that you know what this means. You know what this means? That means that God is real. That means that whoa, like, thank you. Like, I've been crying out to you. I was never sure that you're actually listening to me, but wow, that feels so good. Like, and the fact that Hashem is with us, that is something greater than any actual kindness that He actually did. Is the fact that He actually cares about us, the fact that He actually have a relationship with us, is the fact that He's willing to completely overturn the laws of nature, to say, no, I care about you. I want things to be good for you. I want you to have a good life. So, Rav Pinkus said that this is the pshat. There's a pasuk in Tehillim. It says, "Tov chastecha michayim," that your kindness is greater than life. What do you mean your kindness is greater than life? So he says a mashal, says a metaphor that you have a person who's terminally ill, like his life is in danger, and he has an amazing doctor, and the doctor, it's a whole long process of chemo, whatever, and so at the end the doctor saves his life, but because of the so many hours that they were talking together, so they had very deep discussions, and they became very close. So it would be really weird for the patient to say, I thank you so much for saving my life, but even more than I appreciate that I say that you saved my life, I appreciate that now I have a good friend. That would be really weird, right? But with Hashem, it's not like that. With Hashem, it's not like that. With Hashem, we say, Tov chastecha michayim. That it's two things. You gave me life. You saved me, and besides the fact that you saved me, is also the fact that I have a relationship with you. And that the fact that I have a relationship with you is even greater than the fact that you gave me life. That's how much I appreciate the fact that we're close. That's how I realize that's the meaning of my life. That's the purpose of my life. That what's life worth if not to have a relationship with you? So, like, if I would have to pick between having a relationship with you or having life, so I would hands down pick having a relationship with you. Okay, that's Tov Chesed B'Chaim. So that's what Rabbi Levi Yitzchak is saying. This is what we're appreciating. That's what we're appreciating in Chanuka. That is true. It's true that Hashem did this miracle. It's true that Hashem. So he went against the laws of nature, against the laws of war strategy. But what do we appreciate? Well, we appreciate more than the fact that we succeeded in war. We appreciate more the fact that Hashem went down to have an appreciation, to have a presence in our life. That the fact that He changed the laws of nature for us means that He cares about us. Okay? And the fact that we're celebrating in Hanukkah is that thank you Hashem for the fact that you care about me. Thank you Hashem for the fact that I mean something to you. Okay? That I'm worth something, that it makes sense for you to come down. So he explains later. That this is with this we can explain. With this we can explain that there's a question. There's a question. It's a famous question. That what happened? What was the miracle? What was the miracle with the menorah? What was the miracle with the oil? That burned for 8 days. So that they were searching after the entire Beis Hamikdash was contaminated. So they were looking for pure oil with which they could light the menorah, and they only found one flask, and it would take 8 days for them to make new one. And why would it take 8 days to make oil, to make olive oil? They do have lots of kavanot. If you want to do it really, really good, then it takes 8 days. Like, it takes 8 days to maybe to travel to the best olive tree. What takes 8 days? So you take an olive, you go And what takes 8 days? It's crazy, huh? So the reason why you need 8 days is because they wanted to do it with purity. They wanted to do it with tahara, and because everybody was tamemet, because everybody was impure from dead people because they were busy with the war. So it took 8 days to purify them from tumat met. Okay, so you need a paraduma needed to be sprinkled on the 3rd day and the 7th day, and only on the 8th day, so you're going to be pure. Okay, so that's why it takes 8. That's why it takes 8 days to make pure olive oil. Okay, so
Why does it take 9 days though?
To purify the people who are making it. It doesn't take 8 days.
No, I mean, but did they have to make was there any fermentation or something?
No. That's what I'm saying. It does not take 8 days to make oil. You just squeeze it. It's very simple to make oil. Like in fact, it's only the first squeeze. You don't for the basic English. You're only allowed to take the first squeeze of every olive. Okay, so but it's not such a big deal to have enough oil to do it in one day. It doesn't take 8 days. So the reason why it takes 8 days is to do it b'tahara, to do it with purity. Okay, so because it would take 8 days, so they only had for one day. So what did Hashem do? So Hashem made them a miracle that the one day should burn for 8 days. Okay, so there's a famous question that is asked by the Beit Yosef, by Rabbi Yosef Karo, and that is that why do we celebrate 8 days? Because really the miracle was only for 7 days, because one day was teva. One day was teva. One day was nature. It's natural that it should be. It's natural that it should have 1 day of lighting. So the miracle, it was only 7 days, which are miraculous. Okay, that's the question. Okay, there's many answers to this question. One answer is that because each day it was only an eighth. Right? One answer is that, and one answer is that in Chabad they say that the miracle is that because before they found the first one, it was really hard. It was really hard to find the first one, and they were looking everywhere. No, nothing. Everything is contaminated. Everything is impure. But they didn't give up. On the first day, they didn't give up. They were going for 10 hours until they found the one flask. So they were celebrating the fact that they didn't give up. Okay? So Levi Yitzchak has another interpretation. So the Levi Yitzchak says that why are they celebrating? Why 8 days? There's another interpretation that says that you're supposed to know that from the revealed miracles you're supposed to understand that really nature is also a miracle. Okay, to appreciate that everything is a miracle. Everything. Why is it? Well, does it make sense? Does it make sense to you that when you put two hydrogens and one oxygen that turns into water? Does it make sense? It doesn't make sense. Does it make sense that when you take oil that it should burn? Nothing makes sense. So from the fact that Hashem does miracles, we recognize that really Hashem is the boss. That really Hashem is the creator of everything. That really everything's a miracle. Really, even the teva is a miracle. Yeah, that's another famous answer. So Levi Yitzchak has another answer. He says that when the king comes to do something for you, so there's always these two aspects. There's what you got, and there's the relationship. So the miracle that God did for us is the miracle of 7 days. But on the 8th day, we're recognizing that even more important than that is the fact that He cares about me. And this is the all-encompassing. This is the Zos Chanuka. Zos Chanuka is we recognize, we take a step back, and we say, that's so awesome, Hashem, that you did me this miracle that lasted for 7 days extra. But even more awesome than that is the mere fact that you care about me. And I think we should make a separate holiday. We should make a separate day. And this is Zos Chanuka. The eighth day is to just what's so amazing is that we know that there's a correspondence between the 8 days of Chanuka and the 8 days of only 2 holidays that have 8 days. Not Pesach, Sukkot. Pesach is 7 days. Pesach is 7 days. Okay, and in America it's 8 days. Okay, but in the Torah, so Pesach is 7 days and Sukkot is 8 days. Okay, that's why what's the last day of Sukkot called? Shmini Atzeres. Shmini Atzeres. Shmini is the 8th day. Okay, so the last day of Sukkot is called Shmini Atzeres. Okay, so there's a correspondence between these two. Okay, so the last day of Shmini Atzeres. Why is it called Shmini Atzeres? So it's called Shmini Atzeres because Rashi brings down from the Midrash that after we're hanging around Hashem for 7 days, so Hashem says, it's hard for me to see you leave. Kasha alai perdaschem. It's hard to separate me from it. It's hard for me to separate from you. Kasha alai perdaschem. So ikvu alai od yom echad. That stay back one more day. I want you to just hang around. I just want to just chill with you, to forbear with you, for one more day, and then just we should appreciate each other. And this is it says the Nagila v'nismecha bach. What's Nagila v'nismecha bach? So that we will rejoice and be happy with you. So bach means with you. So the Midrash says, what does it mean with you? It means not with your mitzvahs. Not with the 7 days. The 7 days of Sukkot, we are happy with the fact that we have Arba Minim, we're happy with the fact that we have a Sukkah, and the last day is just Bach, just Hashem, I love you, and so that's the hint of Bach. Bach is Chavbet. Chavbet is the date of Shmini Atzeres. That's the Chavbet Tishrei, Shmini Atzeres. So Megillah is Bach is that Bach is Shmini Atzeres. What are we celebrating? We're celebrating that Hashem, just you, I love you, I love the fact that we have a relationship. So the 8th day of Chanuka, which is corresponding to the 8th day of Sukkot. So what are we celebrating? We're celebrating that it's so wonderful that you made us this miracle. It's so wonderful that we're able to have a hadlakas haner. That we're able to not have to give up on having a menorah in the base of English for 7 days. But thank you Hashem for that miracle. But we recognize that there's something even better than that. That I appreciate the fact that we have a relationship. That's even more meaningful to me than the fact that whatever you did, that you could have just come down into this world and just clean my glasses for me, and that would have I would be just as excited, because it doesn't matter what you're doing. The point is that you care about me. The point is that we have a relationship. The fact is that I mean something to you. Okay, and that's so much more amazing to me. That's so much more overwhelming and so much gladdening to me than anything that you could have possibly done. Okay, so this is how he explains this. This is how he explains the answer to the kasha of the Beis Yosef. Now, the first time that the Berdichever did the Berdichever, so he wrote about it. So he calls these kedushas. He calls the different kedushas about Chanuka and Purim. So he wants to understand what's special about the miracle of the menorah, that usually we don't find. It's unique to make a mitzvah that has to do with the thing that it was done with. Well, Hashem does miracles. Lots of times Hashem did miracles, but we never find a mitzvah that was done corresponding to the thing with which Hashem did the miracle. Okay, for example, Hashem did a miracle of turning the Nile River into blood. Okay, so there's no mitzvah. So the mitzvah to do anything with water, nothing to do with blood. Hashem. Okay, there's no mitzvah to do anything with frogs. On the 7th day, Hashem did a miracle of splitting of the Red Sea. So we didn't do it. There's no miracle. There's no mitzvah to do a mitzvah. So there's no mitzvah to do a mitzvah with the Red Sea. There's no mitzvah to do a mitzvah with water. There's no, right? That's not usually the rule. That's not usually the way it works. So usually it doesn't. Huh?
I'm gonna leave it there.
Gonna what?
I'm gonna leave it in there.
Okay.
Okay.
They missed 2 seconds.
Okay. So we don't find that there's a what?
Straight.
It's not so straight.
Right?
Best YouTube channel ever.
Right? I'm gonna stop making the pictures.
Because this is life. Life is not perfect, you know.
I love
Life is not edited. Life is
Make it more natural.
this is raw. This is the real Torah. This is the real Torah with all our bloopers. Yeah, very stark. Yeah. Okay, enough ones, you know. we showed them that we're real.
You should get the 360 camera for behind the scenes.
Okay, so it's not. We don't usually find that there is a mitzvah. The mitzvah corresponding to the thing that the miracle was done with, right? We don't. Okay, so.
No?
What?
It's not going well.
Didn't have pen.
Maybe we will.
I think, yeah, maybe we will.
It's at 31:50.
I'll leave
Yeah.
the ball in, but the rest of it,
Okay, so it explains like this: that what was special, what was unique about this miracle? This is a very different miracle than every other miracle, and what's unique about the mitzvah is like this: that really, this seems like a somewhat unnecessary mitzvah. Okay, it seems like that the miracle of the candles is something that if we wouldn't have had a menorah, so would that be a tragedy? If we wouldn't have a person isn't able to do a mitzvah. Person doesn't have a shofar at Rosh Hashanah. Is that tragedy? Should he cry? If he doesn't have a shofar, should he cry? If he doesn't have matzah and Pesach, should he cry? You know, like you do the best you can. You know, Hashem, we tried. You know, if you're in a place that you don't have, if you're not able to go to a minyan, so you don't have to cry. You don't have a minyan. If you don't have matzah, you don't have to cry. You don't have matzah. You have to do the best you can, and if you did the best you can, so then Hashem says you're good. You're good. You don't need to do more than you can do. You know, this is a term in halacha. It's called onas rachmana patre. That Hashem forgives for something. Hashem forgives something which is not under your control. Okay? If it's beyond your control to be able to perform a certain mitzvah, so then you're patur. You're exempt. Okay? A person doesn't have an arm, so he can't put on tefillin. So he's not. Hashem doesn't. Is not Hashem saying, like, hello, like you're the one that didn't give me an arm, so like it's okay. Like Hashem. So just like he didn't give. So just like a person doesn't have an arm, so Hashem understands that like it's Hashem is the one that made him that he shouldn't have an arm. So Hashem also knew that wherever you are for Pesach, that it was impossible, or that you tried to send the matzah in from New York and just it got lost in the mail, or your suitcase got stolen,
If you appreciate it,
so
you should feel a miss, no?
So Anas Racham Patre means that you're exempt. That means you're exempt. It means that you don't have to do it. It means that you have to do the best that you can do, and if you did the best that you can do, so it's not your responsibility. Okay. So really, it was not necessary for them to. It was unnecessary to make this miracle in the first place. That if they wouldn't have had a Chanuka, if Hashem wouldn't have done this miracle, that it really wouldn't have been the end of the world. Okay. So. Okay. So why did Hashem make this? Why did Hashem make this miracle? So the reason why Hashem did this miracle is because He wanted us to know how much He loves when we do mitzvahs. That it's true that from a legal perspective, so it's true. Yeah, we're patur. You're exempt. Okay, but Hashem wants us to know that that it's true that you're exempt. It's true that there's nothing. I don't hold anything against you, but I really love so much when you do mitzvot that it's such a ta'anug, it's such a pleasure to me. So that it's worth it for me to go against the laws of nature because I want that ta'anug of you doing mitzvahs. That when my Jews do mitzvahs for me, so that's just so special to me that okay, pater shmater, but I want that. I want you to do mitzvahs. So Hashem did this miracle of the Neres Chanuka, that not because it would have been a tragedy if we wouldn't have had it. He did the miracle in order to show us how precious we are in His eyes. How precious it is when we're able to do mitzvahs for Him. That how much it means to Him. That was the purpose of the mitzvah. That was the whole essence. And that's why it's very different than Kriyas Yam Suf. That's why it's different than turning the Nile River into blood. That over there was a necessity to save us. Okay, over here there was no necessity. It really would have been okay if it wouldn't have been a miracle. So it really would have been okay. So why did He do it? So the only reason why He did it is because He wants us to know how much He loves us. Okay, so now I know. And why did He do that? Why over here of all times did He do a miracle in order to show us how much He loves us?
He loves the mitzvah.
Loves the mitzvah. He loves us when we do mitzvahs. I mean, He loves us even if we don't do mitzvahs, but He especially loves when we do mitzvahs. Okay, so why did He do that? So He explains like this. כיוון שלא עמדו מלכוס הבישר רק על קיים התורה והמצוות, כמו שתיתו מה שכתב לו, כשעמדו עליהם להשגיחם תרסך להביא מחוקי בתנך. That Antiochus and the Greeks, so what did they want? What did they want from us? They didn't want to kill us. What did they want? What did they want from us? They just wanted us to stop doing mitzvahs. Okay, they didn't, and the we could have said, okay, Hashem, okay, Shabbos, it's not Yahar Val Yavar. I'm like, if a non-Jew puts a gun to your head and he says break Shabbos, so don't do bris milah, so you're not supposed to do it. You're really not supposed to do it. So,
so you're not supposed to break it, or you are supposed to?
You are supposed to break it.
Yeah.
You are supposed to break it. So they wanted us to feel that the mitzvahs aren't so special. They wanted us to feel that I don't hate you. I just want you to know that don't think that you're so holy because you do mitzvahs. We're all the same. We're all the same. That mitzvahs, not mitzvahs, it doesn't really make a difference. That's what they wanted. That's what the Greeks wanted for us to feel. So the Am Bnei Yisrael masru nashem al terasav mitzvasav, and they said that no. I cannot accept that. I cannot accept life without mitzvahs. I cannot accept life without Shabbos. I cannot accept life without bris milah. I cannot accept life without a covenant with God. And they were moser nefesh, that they were putting their lives on the line to tell Hashem that our performance of mitzvahs is so important to me that I cannot imagine my life without it. So when we did that, so what was Hashem's response to us? Hashem wanted us to know that, I also can't imagine life without you. That I want you to know that your mitzvahs are so precious to me that, you're willing to put your life on the line. I'm willing to go against the laws of nature. Okay, that's how much I want you to know that your mitzvahs to me are as precious as my mitzvahs are to you, and even more so. Okay, and this is what's unique about the mitzvah of Neres. This is what's unique about Neres Chanuka, is the fact that the essence of the mitzvah is that how much Hashem loves us, and how much Hashem cares about us, how much we mean something to Him. Okay? And this is what makes it puts it. It's a different miracle. It's a different miracle than than any other miracle. It's all about Hashem's caring about us and how much we mean to Him. Okay, so this is really what makes it different. What makes it special. This is mamish the essence. This is the essence of Chanuka. He writes that this is this mysterious nefesh, the fact that we put our lives on the line. So this is what differentiates the miracles of Chanuka from the other miracles, from the miracles of Pesach, the miracles of that we see in the Torah and other things. So he wants to explain why it's called Chanuka, why we call the mitzvah Chanuka. So it's Chanuk Chafeh. It's about Chafeh. Chafeh is something about the. But he notes that Chafeh Kol is also a word in Hebrew. It's actually used in the context of the prophecy. Okay, because the Chazal say an interesting thing, that there's two kinds of prophecy. There's the prophecy of Moshe and the prophecy of every other prophet. That the prophecy of Moshe is with the Zeh. Zeh hadavar asher diber Hashem. And all the other prophets, they say Ko Amar Hashem. Ko Amar Hashem. Okay, so what's the difference? What's the difference between Moshe and everybody else? Why is it that Moshe's prophecy is with the Zeh hadavar, and that all the other prophets is with Ko Amar Hashem? So he explains that there's a difference between the prophecy of Moshe and every other prophecy. That there's two ways that God is going to relate to the Jewish people. Sometimes it comes from up to down. Sometimes there's something just needed to be. Okay. Sometimes that Hashem is called. This is called itaruta de la'ela. It's called the excitement from above. Okay, the awakening from above. That sometimes the Hashem there's things that just need to be. Okay. It's nothing to do with us. Okay. So the fact that we're going to have Yetzias Mitzrayim, the fact that we're going to be redeemed from Egypt, that's something that just needed to be. You know, Hashem already promised Avram Avinu that we're going to be redeemed from Mitzrayim. This is something that whether we deserved it or not, this is a halalu avda zara. We didn't deserve it. We're in the 49th level of Tuma. It didn't make any sense. The Pesach means that Hashem is jumping. Hashem is taking us out, even though it doesn't make any sense. So Pesach is all about Yisrus Delayla. It's about this awakening from above. Okay, so that's Zahadavar. Moshe Rabbeinu is that this is he's giving the Torah. He's giving the Torah. The Torah is that Hashem says that, guys, this is what you need to know. Okay, this is the Torah preceded the creation of the world. The Torah was the blueprint of the creation. It has nothing to do with us, nothing to do with anything that we could say, nothing to do with anything that we could do. That this is just, guys, this is the wisdom that you need to know. This is my good stuff. So that the nevuah of Moshe is Zahadavar. That's Yisrus Delayla. Okay. Every other prophet. So why does Hashem send the other prophets? It's all because of something that we did. It was always a reaction. That's called Yisrus Delayla. That's called the excitement, the inspiration from below. Okay. That's Ko. That's Ko. That Ko Amar Hashem is that the other Nevi'im, so their prophecy is, there is a prophecy of Ko because it's coming from below. Okay, so this is what he says. This is why it's called.
Fit the word Ko and what comments comparing to Zeh.
So he explains elsewhere. that Zeh is the thing itself. And Ko is
like
approximate, right? It's like, okay. So the thing itself means the thing above. The thing like is that Hashem is doing like we respond, like He's reacting to us.
The data is like a lie. It's not a real thing. For real, everything is coming.
It's not something that needed to be per se, but it's a reaction to what's happening down here. It's Ko. That if you do like this, then I'll do Ko. Okay, so that as a reaction to what we did, so the response is Ko. Okay? So that's Chanuka. Chanuka is an appreciation of the fact that what's special about the miracle of Chanuka is that it comes from below. That it's only the only reason why Hashem did this miracle is because of our Mesiras Nefesh. Is because we were willing to put our lives on the line. That we were strong. That the Hashmonaim, they were brave and they were fierce and they were fearless. Okay? And they were willing to do whatever it takes. That I will not accept not having mitzvahs. I will not accept not having Torah. And they were able to put their lives on the line and able to have real Mesiras Nefesh. That's the Yisrus de Latasa. That's the inspiration from below, and that's why it's called Ko. That's why it's called Ko. Now, the last point I want to learn tonight is something that's a beautiful idea. That he writes, "B'Chanuka anu madlikim lamed vav neres." That we light 36 candles. Light 36 candles. Okay, I think I mentioned recently that these 36 candles of Chanuka, these are corresponding to the 36 hours of the Or HaGanuz, the 36 hours that the light of Vahi Or, when Hashem said on the first day of creation, Vahi Or, so that light, so it wasn't Hashem decided that it's too great. It's too great for this world. It needs to be Gonezot Ala Tzadikim, to put it away. So, but it was actually present in this world for 36 hours, for the 12 hours of Friday and the 36 hours of Shabbos. And after that, he put it away. So that's the 36 candles is corresponding to the Or HaGanuz, because when we're lighting Hanukkah candles, so we're tapping in, we're bringing the world of miracles, the world of this beyond, the world which is too great to be appreciated in this world. That's where we're tapping into. But he writes, that when we light candles down on earth, so corresponding to that, Hashem lights candles up above in heaven. Okay, so corresponding to the corresponding to the 36 candles we have down here, corresponding to that, we have another 36 candles above, and that is 72. Okay, and 72. Why 72? Because 72 is one of the holy names of Hashem. Hashem Ayin Bet is that is the name of God which is connected to the highest expression of Atzilut. Okay, the highest level, the highest expression of Hashem is when He's completely beyond, and that's the Chet. That's the world of beyond. Chet is beyond nature. So 36 plus 36 is the Atzilut, which is completely beyond anything that we can comprehend, anything that we can fathom in the physical confines. Okay, so that's the 36. Ve'im hashamash, and we're also supposed to have a shamash. So in the shamash, it's 44. And if we light 44 down on this world, so Hashem lights another 44 up in heaven, and connected. So 44 and 44 is 88. Okay, so 88. First of all, that's 8. That's 8 twice. Right? 8. That's really extreme 8s. Okay, extreme 8s, and that is the world of 8 coming down very strong, coming down in the 10s and the 1s, and he says that this is pach. This is pechet. Pechet is pach. V'lachen katav ha'ari sh'rashei tevot nafshenu chikta lashem hu pach. Okay, the pasuk says nafshenu chikta lashem. Our soul is yearning for God. Our soul is yearning. Nafshenu chikta lashem. Azreinu magnenu hu. Hashem is our helper. Hashem is our guardian. So, nafshenu chiksa Hashem. The fact that our soul is yearning for God. Okay, this is Yisrusa de Latasa. So the fact that we care, the fact that we refuse take no for an answer. The fact that we need this relationship with God, that's nafshenu chikta l'Hashem, that is pechet. Okay, nun is 50, chikta is chet, is 8, l'Hashem is another 30, so 88. This is nafshenu chikta l'Hashem, v'lechen lahadlik ner Chanuka. Okay, lahadlik ner Chanuka is lamed nun chet. Okay, this is the 88. Okay, this is the nafshenu chikta l'Hashem. So when we say lahadlik ner Chanuka, we say lahadlik ner Chanuka. So what is our intention? What is our intention? That lahadlik ner Chanuka is the 88, and this is a remez. This is a hinting to nafshenu chikta l'Hashem. This is a hint to the fact that what's unique about the miracle of Chanuka is the fact that it's the fact that it's coming from below, the fact that this is not a miracle that just needed to be. This is a miracle that we created. We co-created the entire holiday of Chanuka because it didn't necessarily. This was not in the blueprint of creation. Okay, this is not in the blueprint. There didn't need to be a Hanukkah before the world was created. What inspired the holiday of Hanukkah? What inspired the holiday of Hanukkah was the fact that we were strong. The fact that we had Mesiras Nefesh. The fact that we told Hashem that we won't take no for an answer. We need you to be close to us. We need to have your mitzvahs. Okay, we refuse to not have it. And so when we said this to Hashem, so Hashem came back. That's why the candles that Hashem is lighting. That when we're putting in our 44, so that Hashem is putting on our 44 because Kamayim Panam Apanam, that as much as we are there for Hashem, that's as much as Hashem is there for us. And that's Hashem is going to do exactly the same 44, and that is the 88. That is mamish. That Hashem is going to say, you care about me, I'll show you how much I care about you. I care so much about you. I'm willing to completely negate the laws of nature. That I'll show you how much I care about you. I'll show how much you matter to me. I'll show you that this Mesiras Nefesh, it's not going to go to waste. It was so worth it. It was the best decision you could have made. That I'm going to show you that I love you too. Okay, and this is what Chanukah is all about. This is what we're celebrating. We're celebrating the fact. It's the holiday of miracles. It's a holiday of miracles. But where do the miracles come from? The miracles come as a reaction. This is a special miracle. This is a miracle that Hashem is saying that you care about me. I'll show you how much I care about you. So I bless us all that we should mamish be able to tap in this Chanukah to the Gevura, to the mamish, the real strength of the Chashmonaim, the real strength of the Jewish people at that time. That they weren't looking for exemptions. They weren't looking for, it would be very easy for them to say that, okay, if you there's a story about like this non-Jew that put a gun to his Jewish servant, and he put a gun to his head. He said, Jew, here, have some pork. And he says to himself, okay, I'm not supposed to put up and give up my life for pork. So he says, okay, I'll have the pork. And a couple of minutes later, he says, that was pretty good. The pork was pretty good. You still have your gun? So, at first, they could have said, they really could have said, we're exempt, we're mamish exempt, or that we don't. And the fact that we said that no, I refuse to take no for answer. I refuse to take this exemption. That I need my relationship with you. So that is what created. That nafshenu chikta l'Hashem. Our soul is thirsty for God. That this is what created the holiday of Chanuka. Now this is what brought down all of the miracles, all of the kindness, all of the relationship. Hashem is saying that you care about me. I'll show you. I can do it. I'll show you how much I care about you. And that's the happiness. That is the celebration. Celebration more than all of the good things that Hashem is going to do for us. Hashem is going to bring mamish, revealed miracles to everybody here, all the Jewish people. Mamish be able to see Hashem is present, very, very present in doing things. Everything is made, all Yeshuas for Klal Yisrael. Mm-hmm. And then once we feel that, so the appreciation is going to be that Hashem, that is so, I love the fact that you did the miracle, but it's even more meaningful to me, the fact that you're in my life. L'chaim, l'chaim. Good Chanukah.